I'm Randall Barney. We're here at the 2014 NAB show talking to thought leaders in media contribution and distribution about some of the key trends shaping the industry today. Here's what they had to say.
You know, high throughput satellites, when I said it's all about bandwidth, that was what I wrote 20 years ago and delivered that paper, presented it in New York before the investment banking community. So to me, HTS is all about bandwidth. It's more fiber-like, and we're all over it. I think the biggest challenge right now in all of this is really creating the quality of service delivery. So under the core nodes of these great big gateways that they have, media teleports effectively, we've got to make sure that we have the right kind of management systems. I think that's where we feel like we can really play ball, is almost look at that as another workflow. Because when you have 4K coming into the market so powerfully right now, I think all the production for sports that we're delivering, and you kind of look at Evertz, they're a primary provider to most of the sport venues, OB trucks out there. 4K is a tremendous enabler, and then we kind of take our encoder technologies and some of the workflow areas, we tie those in and provide a kind of another alternative for these providers. So I'm looking at it purely from a media standpoint, and I know we've got Viasat out there and their platform, Hughes out there, and O3B coming on. We've got Eutelsat bringing things up, others, NewSat. I mean, these are exciting, very, very smart guys, but I do believe a lot of it'll be not so much what happens in the sky, but how we interface down in the ground. So most satellite programs, they fail in the sky, but are empowered by the ground, and that's where we need to really look and see how we provide that level of comfort for broadcasters and media players. And I think we'll have a nice run here with that. I think we'll be able to amp things up, and kind of solving the QoS delivery is our primary objective. We can't do it with a public internet delivery. We've got to have better capability on that guaranteed IP delivery. In that aspect, I'm very excited. Well, from a pricing standpoint, I want to see the way it, fiber-like as well. So if we can get it in that arena, then we're going to be very, very competitive for these media distribution platforms, backhaul platforms. To date, it's not that way. It just doesn't make sense that a satellite that's 20 or 30% loaded would be priced out the same way as a 90% loaded satellite, for example, in the same area. So sometimes the pricing makes absolutely no sense, but they control the real estate upstairs. Those are the access pathways. We have to be able to use it. Sometimes we've coupled together as groups to create better pricing, but it's a primary objective. Every business model I look at that's satellite-based, 80% of the direct recurring cost is attributed to the satellite in the first 2 or 3 years. Thereafter, it can become content pricing and things of that nature once you get over a subscriber base. But I think some of the things that we're seeing that help that would be better code rates, things such as that. Obviously, these high throughput satellites, but if pricing can be moderated a little bit and we can make it more fiber-like, almost the way the fiber auction system works, we can rock and roll in our marketplace. And then bringing our discipline of fiber delivery IP that we really have. We're very unique in our capabilities on the Skyway Highway area. Well, I think it makes us a little bit more like a user, a service provider connecting to fiber products. So, if we go to a level 3, we go to Zayo, we go to a TW Telecom, we buy conduits from those guys, and we manage our own platforms thereafter. So really it's incumbent upon them to show us how we do, share that resource and understand, if we can partition aspects of that gateway virtually the way we do with fiber today, then we can control our world, sell our own conduits, our own capabilities based upon the APIs that we get from them on delivery. So I'm sure a lot of things have to come together. Their big push for bandwidth, greater bandwidth. The gateway concept, where it's not a free and open gateway, I mean, that's part of the technology in some ways. It makes it work. On the other side, it's less opportunistic for teleport operators. But I think we have to evolve. I mean, every day somebody will tell me that window's closing. Well, 12 new windows always open up. Who can see those? So we have to continue to be innovative. Innovation is an affliction. It never goes away, and we can't forget that. We can't let an old man come into these bodies. We've got to be bright and reinvent ourselves at all times. Well, I've never seen a marketplace, as I look out, where bandwidth consumption at these levels wouldn't equal a very successful model. That being said, like I said, satellite programs never fail on the ground, they fail in the sky, or the other way around. It's actually, satellite programs never fail in the sky, they fail on the ground. And it's really how we enable those, and how we work with those, how we roll trucks, what applications we put around those. But that will be the killer app, is really how we look at bandwidth, and we innovate to the other terrestrial networks that we see out there, and then provide these applications driven by these different multi-screens and devices that are doubling every 3 years in consumption. So that's not going to go away. So, for all of us, we have to be able to look out and really tap into the consumption side of the market and decide, what areas we're going to pick out and work on and deliver excellent quality to that marketplace. Well, I can tell you at the Evertz booth here over at the North Hall, they have, I think, about 12,000 square feet today, and it's primarily revolves around 4K and the workflow around 4K. These broadcasters, media creators, movie companies, it's all about 4K right now. They have so much more content to work with, but it's incumbent upon everyone to understand how to work with those server networks. I mean, they're showing over their software-defined networks from a video, they call it SD-VDN, and it's a software-defined video network. And you've got to be able to take that network element and amp that up and scale it. I think that's going to be what will be more critical than anything. On the user side, bandwidth is increasing. We're seeing the Google model take bandwidth to the home at a different level. When that happens, it kind of reminds me of YouTube. I saw YouTube early on. I didn't understand how it could work in 1998 and 9. I had never seen a smartphone like we have today. Once the smartphone bandwidth capacity went up, then it started to register that this is a cool application. Now, of course, not only on your device, but even at your home, you got tremendous bandwidth to deal with this. And we're going to see more and more bandwidth, fiber, just going up in capacity, wavelength technologies allowing us to do more. The wireless side, though, we're going to have to kind of look at that. Can we deal with delay? If we can deal with delay, 4K will be a reality. So, what's live? That's what we have to ask ourselves. What is it? Well, is a consumer, will he deal with less than live? But right now, his delivery to his home, we're going to see more and more 4K or aspects of 4K. Slow motion's all done in 4K. All the workflows are done in 4K or getting there. So, we're going to see this moving in the cloud, software-defined networks, the virtualization of the market, utilizing things such as OpenFlow. I'm really excited because that's kind of a primary objective for our partners over at Evertz. And we're trying to bring that together on the SATCOM RF side, bring those RF and video workflows together and make it all happen.